Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is a 48-hour Tesla Model 3 performance update. Had the car for less than 48 hours. Just about 48 hours, actually. Coming up on the 48-hour anniversary here. And, hey, man, what can I say? The more I drive it, the more I love it. The more I drive it, the more I love it. I want to drive it when I'm not driving it. Like, I just go for drives now. I just go for rides now just for something to do because it's so fun. It is it's not your average car, man. It's not your A to B car. I see every other car out there. There's a freaking Dodge right there. There's a Ford up there. There's Mercedes. There's, BMWs, whatever. Every other car besides a Tesla is just an A to B car. It's just a car you get to go A to B. A Tesla is a different life experience. You get in a Tesla Model 3 Performance or a Tesla Model S or whatever, even the Tesla Long Range or Tesla Standard or whatever, Model 3 Standard. It's just a different experience. And specifically with the performance, the Model 3 Performance, the acceleration is ridiculous. The acceleration is exhilarating. The acceleration is thrilling. Like, the feeling you get in your body, you only get that feeling when you're at the carnival on a roller coaster, or when you're doing that free fall drop. When you're at some crazy fast ride that spins you around or something. Like, it changes your physiological state. Afterwards, you can't help but laugh. You're just like, woo wee, holy shit. And it's like, it's not just like that way for passengers driving in the first time. It's like that for me every time. I've only had it sure for less than 2 days, but I've hit the gas hard like 10, 12 times, and every time I just start smiling and laughing after. I'm like, oh my god, that feeling. The feeling is incredible. It's not a feeling, emotional feeling. It's like a physiological feeling. It's like the feeling you get when you jump off a really high building and you just keep falling and falling and falling. It's like this feeling you get in your stomach. It's just ridiculous. It feels so good. And at first it made me sick, actually. At first it made me wheezy. I remember just accelerating, boom, and then just feeling, oof, a bit nauseous. And gave my mom a test drive today, and she felt nauseous as well. But you adapt to that. You get over that. If you are the type of person who gets sick on roller coaster rides or whatever, like I was, or like I am, you definitely get used to this. And it just becomes really, really fun, man. So I wonder if now I can go on roller coasters without getting sick. That'd be interesting. Didn't think it was possible to adapt to this, but it definitely has been so far. And yeah, I recommend it, man. I highly recommend it. At least go for test drives. That's the thing. It's like I went for 4 test drives before I ever got this car. And I've been studying about this car for years. And I went for 4 different test drives. One of the test drives, I think it was my 3rd test drive, it's like, man, I don't really think the Model 3 is for me. So the 3rd test drive, I thought, nah, I don't like it. Because I was driving the standard range one. And the standard range for Model 3, it has no acceleration. It goes, well, it has no. It goes 0 to 100 in like 5 something seconds. It's not that impressive. There's no feeling of like, holy shit. But when you go for, I think it's like 5 point something seconds, 5.3 seconds or something, 5.6 maybe. And the performance is like 3.2 seconds, 0 to 100. So it's like a night and day difference accelerating between the Model 3 baseline, which is like 50 grand Canadian or something, and then this version, which is like 80 grand. Night and day difference between that acceleration. So the 3rd test drive I went, test drive that, I was like, Model 3 is kind of weak, and not that great. I hadn't test driven the freaking performance version yet. And that was the 3rd test drive, but after the first time I sat in the Model 3 was after I test driven the Model S. The very, very first time I test drove the Model S, I sat in the Model 3 and I was like, this is a joke. Like, this car like sucks. Like, it's nothing compared to the Model 3, the Model S. Because when you sit in the Model S feels like you're in a boat, like you're in a freaking spaceship. But a lot of people say that about this car. You know, it feels like you're in a spaceship when you're in this car because it's so minimalistic. There's nothing going on besides the steering wheel and the little iPad. There's no dash at all. So this feels like a spaceship to most people. But when you sit in the S, you feel the luxury. You feel the quality of the luxury. When you sit in this, you feel it's a bit cheaper. This is definitely a bit cheaper than the Model S, but you get used to it really quick. It's very comfortable compared to most people's cars. It's a massive step up. And compare this to the Model S, it's hard to tell the difference for most people. But first time I ever sat in the 3, I thought it was a joke. That was a piece of shit. Now that I've been driving it for a while, I really, really enjoy it. And the more I drive it, the more I enjoy it. So the 3 factors that really do it for me are he's walking his dogs. The 3 factors that really do it for me now that I have the car. Because before you buy the car, there's reasons why you want to buy it. But now that I have the car, the three factors I enjoy on a daily basis. Of course, the sound system, that's number one. Not number one, but it's the first of the three I'm going to tell you. It's not prioritized number one. Sound system, whatever. It's not that important, but it's really fucking nice. I use it all the time. Every time I'm driving, I'm listening to really good music, and the sound system is just incredible. The best sound system I've ever heard in my life. I'd rather sit in here and listen to music than be at home listening to music. It's just so nice to come in here. Let's just sit and chill and listen to music. That's number one. It's the sound system, immersive sound. It's so clean, so nice. The bass, like you feel the bass through the chairs. You feel it on the seat beneath. It's like super clean, crisp, pure. The second thing I really love about this car, now that I've been driving it for 48 hours, is that acceleration. The acceleration is actually convenient. It's super handy. So many times now I've just sped up and moved over lanes just without thinking twice. It's just like, oh, boom, boom. So I know I'm faster than any other car on the road. The acceleration. So having that confidence, knowing that no other car is going to accelerate as fast as you, is really nice. And then along that same lines, the acceleration is nice, but then changing lanes, like you get this dash cam here, right? And not dash cam, but you have like this dash here, and as you're driving, this tells you if the car is beside you or in front of you, behind you, whatever. And so before you lane change, you can see if there's a car here or not, right there. You can see if a car is there or not. So yeah, of course, you want to look in your rear view. You want to look at your rear view mirror. You want to look in your side mirror, and you want to do a little bit of shoulder check. But I mean, if you have this freaking computer here and it's telling you if something's there or not, and you can pick up the smallest objects. It picks up a freaking cone, picks up a human, it picks up cyclists, lets you know what's there. Definitely picks up cars every time. And so you can pretty much look there. I haven't quite figured out the order in which to look. Like usually when I lane change, like if I'm lane changing to my left, I'll look up here, I'll look there, so rear view, and then the side mirror, and then shoulder check, and then I change. But now the Tesla, I'm kind of confused, like my ordering. Like should I look at the computer first, and then there, and then there, and then shoulder check, or I don't really know what order to look in, but I got to figure that out. But it is nice having that there, because one time I went to go change lanes, and I could see there was a car there. I was like, oh, I just won't do it, because it was on the computer. So that's really cool. So acceleration and then lane changing, super nice. And then the third thing that I really love about this is how safe I feel, and that's part of it. Like the lane change, so it knows if someone's there. So I feel safe because I know I'm, out of all the cars in the world, I'm least likely to get injured or die while driving this car. And even if I do get into an accident, I'm least likely to get hurt or die. But I'm also less likely to get into an accident with this car because of all the safety features, because of the 360 cameras, because of all the safety alerts. There's so many awesome features about this car. I could do a whole video if I went into in detail about it for like an hour, going into all the cool aspects of this car. But it's just super safe. You're not likely to get into an accident with it, and even if you do get into an accident, you're a lot less likely to get hurt or injured, or die. But that's it, man. It's just super fun, and it doesn't feel like I have to get into a car and drive somewhere now. It feels like I'm like the Tesla is no longer this car doesn't feel like a car, something that you're using. It feels like a place that you're going. It's really interesting. So it's not a tool that you're using to go from A to B. It's a place you're going. Like when I was inside the house, I now came to the Tesla. Now I'm inside the Tesla. Now I'm looking at my own world. Like it's just this beautiful space. Look at the skylights. Skylights for days. Sky screens. What are they called? Skylight? Yes, skylight. Must be another name for it. Sky window, whatever. The ceiling above me is glass, and it feels really big. Big windows, a lot of visibility. Super great. But yeah, man, it's super comfy. Love it. I've given a few friends a test drive now, and they all love it. And it was no surprise. And it's amazing how Tesla spends $0 on marketing. You look at how much money Mercedes-Benz spends on marketing, how much money BMW and Ford and Dodge and Toyota spend on marketing. They spend billions of dollars on marketing. Millions a month on marketing. Tesla spends none of that money on marketing. They spend it all on making the car super dope. So dope that people talk about it. And Tesla is now in Vancouver, at least, just in Vancouver alone, they're selling 30 Teslas a day. So 30 new Teslas are on the road every day. Every time you drive downtown Vancouver, you're seeing 50 to 100 Teslas, easily, just driving around. Because every day, 30 new Teslas get sold. Not because of the marketing, because there is none. It's because of word of mouth, because the car is so damn awesome. You don't use any gas. You're not paying for gas. That alone saves some people $200 to $400 a month. Just no gas right there. So because you're not buying gas, you're also not emitting, CO2 into the air. So it's really good for the environment. All this material right here is all vegan. It's all vegan, man. It's vegan leather. It feels really nice. It feels like a marshmallow. It's freaking awesome. Super comfy. It's really easy to clean as well. Really easy to clean material. So if you spill cherry juice or grapes or whatever, you get blueberry hands on it, whatever. It's super easy to wipe off and clean. And you get the premium material in the premium car. When you pick white, at least it's premium material. Pay extra for that, but it's worth it. I think super dope. That's it, man. For now, I could talk for days about Tesla. But the last thing I just want to remind you of, it's like every other car is just an A to B car. Tesla is not just an A to B car, because Tesla, you can put your car on the Robotaxi network and be making $30,000 to $40,000 a year from it. So when you're not driving it, most people don't drive their car all day long. Most people drive their car for maybe 4 or 5 hours a day, if that. The rest of the time, the car can be on the Robotaxi network, and whenever anyone else needs a taxi or needs a ride, Tesla will drive there, pick them up, and you can be making $30,000 to $40,000 a month from letting people sit in your car. And the car drives itself. You don't even need to do it. I've been playing around with autopilot. That's another huge feature, man. I'll get a whole video on that. Between listening to awesome music, accelerating like a motherfucker, and using autopilot, I feel like I'm in heaven. Like, this car drives itself. The car drove itself from my house to my mom's house today. I was going on the road, tapped it in autopilot, and just boom, the car drove me there. It's like, I want to thank the car. Like, thank you for driving me. Like, I got driven in my own car. I got driven in the driver's seat. My feet were here. You know, my feet were not on the pedals. My feet were here. My hands were like chilling right here. And every now and then you get touch the wheel, make sure they're still here. And I was chilling. I was just observing everything. Listening to awesome music and watching the steering wheel steer itself. Like, it's pretty freaky when you're just there and you go around corners and you see the steering wheel do that by itself. It's freaking awesome, man. I love it. So yeah, the more I drive, the more I love it. And the cool thing is too, the car gets better over time with more software updates. So autopilot gets better, acceleration gets better, safety features get better, everything gets better with time because it's just over-the-air updates. So a lot of people who bought their car, 2-3 years ago, whatever, they're saying the car is better now because of all the software updates. It's faster, it's safer, it's more secure, it's more efficient, and yeah, they love it more than ever as well. So stoked to make some more videos about this in the future, but for now, that's it. That's all. Peace out, much love. Adios.